Hey everybody. Cheers, Drew.
Hey.
Monday morning. How you feeling today, Drew?
Mm.
Feeling good?
Mm.
I'm feeling like, might be a little under the weather.
Well,
Not
maybe
sure.
through osmosis, my enjoyment of this Monday morning will just kind of.
I think so.
All right.
I got a flu shot yesterday. I don't know if that has anything
So
to do
did
with
I.
it. Did you really?
I did.
Nice.
Did you go to Target?
I did.
$5 gift card.
That's how they get you. The kids went. Both my kids were so excited. Ellie was like, I want to go first. And I was like, really? And then once we sat down, she's like, I don't want to go first. I was like, that's
that
more
was
appropriate.
Archer was the same way.
Joseph was a champ, though.
I had a toy in my hand ready to just shove in his face as soon as the needle went in. I'm like just waiting for it. I'm like, hey, look! He's just like, what? He couldn't. There was a lot of emotions happening.
See, Ellie's been around the block a couple more years, so she
Yeah,
knows the
that's true.
drill. She knows what's coming. Joseph, though, was just like,
next year.
he's like, I'm good. He was watching Good Mythical Morning on my phone.
Nice.
Because he likes that.
Nice.
Something about Doritos. I don't know.
Well, you know what I like, Brian?
What do you like, Drew?
Do
you like witty banter?
Well, I do.
That's what you're getting so far.
Here's what I want to talk about this morning.
Okay.
I feel like clips have not gotten enough love from us, or like not enough dedication to a talking point anyway. So I want to talk about clips. We've collected a few here, and I want your opinion on, what do you look for in a clip? What do you think are the kind of coolest types of clips that we sell? And, what do you think kind of the general public is interested in when they shop for clips?
Do you feel like, because Drew's our customer care manager, not sure if you knew that, do you feel like clips are like a deciding factor for a lot of people? Like, will it make or break a pen?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, I want to know that answer. We don't get a lot of dedicated, like, that's never been communicated to us as though it was like a deal breaker. I mean, every now and then, but it's pretty rare. But the more I buy them, the more I personally kind of care about what they do and what they look like and kind of how they perform. So
fair enough.
These are the ones that I thought were kind of the most unique. So these might not be the best or the worst, but I think that they have a feature worth discussing. So
well, and let me caveat this by saying this is like our regularly offered pens. I know there's all kinds of crazy limited edition things that are out there, brands that we don't carry especially, that might have really unique clips. We're not going to cover those because that could be the entire thing. We're trying to make it like kind of more your everyday pens, what has interesting clips. So you got an assortment here.
Yeah.
So why don't you take us through which you picked?
Well, the Lummi 2000 first comes to mind, and the clip really matches the overall aesthetic of the pen. Very old school looking, very German, and
Bauhaus.
Yeah, absolutely, and has a cool Germany stamp on the underside. And I think that once upon a time it said West Germany, if I remember correctly.
I believe you're correct.
Which is super cool. It's a very just raw steel, stainless brushed look to it, and it's a rocker, which is always cool as well. Not only is it a rocker,
Not sure if most people know that either, because it doesn't necessarily look like a rocker.
Yeah, it definitely is spring loaded. If you press on the back, the top opens up, and it does have a little bit of a triangular arrow type design, so it will offer some catch against accidental slips. So like it'll stay put. So I think that's one worth mentioning, and I really do love just its design and how well it matches the overall aesthetic of the pen.
Yeah. I
agree.
I agree with everything you just said. Big fan.
Good call. The next ones, not coincidentally, Visconti and Peniter I brought up. Okay. So the reason I'm comparing these two is because they both have clips that can be used with one hand. You just pinch the top and lift, and you can easily slip them in any breast pocket, any interior jacket pocket, anything with one hand. And they do not have any sort of notch at the end that would catch on any fabric or any pen case or anything. They're designed to pull off smoothly. So if you do have precious clothing that you're using, they're not going to be catching on any seams or ripping out anything. Not like that would ever happen.
Can you demonstrate that?
Yeah, here we go. So fingers here, pinch and lift.
I feel like the spring's a little tighter on Visconti. It's not as difficult to
pinch, slip, let go.
Not as
much same thing
pressure.
with Visconti.
Yes, indeed.
Pinch. Oh, that one is tight.
It's tighter.
I don't think this pen might just be a little bit tighter. I don't know. I feel like mine isn't this tight.
Well, it probably loosens up a little bit after you use it for a while.
But they're both really cool looking and a great choice for sensitive materials.
Yes, and there's a heavy aesthetic component to them as well. It's not just the function, but you're really getting the looks. And speaking of the looks, the next one here definitely wins the prize for best looking clip. I'm kind of joking.
He's trying to start conversation now.
A lot of people joke about the Lummi Safari and All-Star that it looks like a paperclip. So aesthetically,
I mean, they're not wrong.
Aesthetically, it's more functional than beautiful. Probably.
Do you remember? This is a very obscure reference, but Brian turned me on to the TV show Community. There's an episode during the debate club episode where one guy looks at the other guy and says like, "Yeah, you're all sizzle, no steak." This to me is steak.
Steak.
This
no
is
sizzle.
This is sizzle.
Yeah.
This is steak.
Fair enough. But it's just one more piece of fuel to the fire. Piece of fuel.
Yeah.
I guess if you have charcoal, that's a piece of fuel.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be a lump of fuel.
If you have a piece of fuel to the fire to the debate about whether you like Lummi or not. And if we had Colin on here, I'm sure we'd have a lively debate.
You can't argue that you can put this clip on any material that you are wearing. You could be wearing a burlap suit, and this thing would work on there.
Does that exist?
It would be itchy if it did.
Burlap suit. Yeah, I mean,
somewhere.
I mean, I know people that wear them in like their military, camo, BDUs and
Robusto.
Dickies shirts, mechanic shirts, like that kind of stuff. So it's definitely like a function over form kind of thing, which kind of fits with the aesthetics.
Sizzle over steak.
Indeed. Speaking of, no, I don't know. There's no segue here.
Yeah, this is a little bit of both.
The next one.
You can't talk about interesting clips without talking about Pelican. The clip on this bad boy, and with all Pelicans, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if I've seen a Pelican that didn't have this style of clip. I'm sure there's one out there, but from what I've seen, every Pelican has this clip, and it is shaped like the beak of a pelican. It has nostrils.
It's a bill.
It has. This is the only. I challenge you to find another clip with nostrils on it.
Right.
I don't think you're going to. So if you're looking for a nostril clip, look no further.
I don't know if I call it a nostril clip.
It's the most breathable.
Is that the nostrils or is that the eyes?
No, that's the nostrils. The
Pelican. I thought that was the eyes of the head of the bird.
I don't think so. I think the bill has nostrils on the top of it.
Really?
I think.
Instead of on the end?
I don't know. Now, I think so.
Oh gosh. Do we have any pelican experts? Any bird doctor experts out there? Let us know.
But
I'm sure we can Google it.
Yeah, you cannot ignore this clip. I mean, as far as and it's long living. They've been having this clip on these pens for over 100 years.
It's been working for them.
Maybe not over 100, but a while.
A long time. And it kind of matches like Pineider, for example. Their whole thing is the quill, and it looks like a quill. So this is like heavy themed, to the identity.
Gotta appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nice story behind it too.
That was kind of cool. What else you got here, Drew?
Well, going back to the rocker element of the 2000, I thought I'd mention the Conklin rocker clip. So the 2000, it does require a little bit of effort to get. You have to hold the pen far, far back, which is why, like you mentioned, a lot of people might not realize that it's a rocker clip. You really have to put a lot of force in there. Yeah. This guy is like a trampoline. You can very clear. It's like a clothespin. You very, very clearly see where you put your finger, and then boosh! Look at that. That thing.
Trampoline.
It is. Look, it wants to jump. It wants to bounce.
You got some very descriptive
terms
boing,
for clips today. It is ready to go.
It's ready to
You
play.
can even talk. Be like, "Hello, Brian. My name's the Conklin rocker clip, and I'm ready to go on any clothing you have."
I think we found our clip for the Instagram story.
He's ready to go. He is ready. Like you think, just like the Safari could be put on anything. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that clearance. Boosh!
You got some clearance on that, yeah.
You could put that thing on a piece of wood.
And this is like super classic. Like this is something that they brought back from decades and decades ago that Conklin had from a long time ago. So it's clearly tested over time. And yeah.
Wow. Love it.
Now, how do you like the cosmetics of it though? It does look a little like woo out. It's like, hey, I'm a clip. I'm a rocker.
It doesn't really bother me. If the whole thing was as far out as the top of it is, it might bother me. But it angles down, so I think it looks good.
Okay.
And I do like. I think doesn't Conklin have another version with like some additional like theming down the middle or something like that? I don't remember. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I think it looks good though. I think it's more steak than sizzle, but it's got a little sizzle.
Okay.
It's not all steak.
It's like a medium rare.
Yeah.
Steak.
If the two, I like it though. It's a good fun pen.
What do they call it? A Pittsburgh or something or other? Pittsburgh where you like cook it for like 30 seconds.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Pittsburgh rare or whatever it is. Anyway. The next one we have here, this is a Montegrappa. So this is the new Montegrappa that we're going to be coming out with, which the name is completely failing me right now.
Is it just Verde?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Verde. So this pen is really meant to represent a bunch of different Montegrappa clips that they have, which has the wheel on the end of it, which is kind of interesting. And they're not the only brand that does that. But it's not a rocker clip, it's a spring clip, so it's tensioned, you know, so it's a little bit tight, but it's got a wheel on the end of it to make it really easy to roll over fine clothing, I would say.
Yeah, those are always interesting.
Yeah, so if you have like a dress shirt or something, like it'll go over it pretty easy, and then it just kind of like, it rolls on there, because if you actually hold it up, you can like actually spin the thing.
Some of them don't spin that freely. I mean, Montegrappa, I mean, I've seen some pens that do have, some other brands that do have that wheel, and they're a little rigid, but that thing is a legit wheel.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
That's like
it's
Hot Wheel.
It's ready to roll. It's ready to roll.
Literally.
Hot Wheel. Very good. And then we're going to close it out this week with one that is really not very aesthetic.
No.
At all. This is probably the least aesthetic of the whole bunch. This is my Traveler's pen, which I've been carrying around for a while, and you can tell because it's a little dingy.
It looks loved.
It is well loved. But the reason we like this one is because of its like tinkerability. I mean, it clips on well. I've been carrying it on my shorts for like the last 6,
Doesn't look like it's lifted
months.
any farther off the pen barrel.
It holds it on there well. It goes on and off pretty easily. It's just a tension clip. But the cool thing about it is you can actually remove it.
And there are not many clips out there that you can easily remove, or that they were built to be removed.
Yeah, I mean, it just unscrews like that. So you could have it with no clip if you wanted to, or you can just take it off and play with it during meetings, which I do. Or if you are really a tinkerer, and
what are you doing?
This is how you know if you like paid more attention to your pens than you did in your, sorry, that was user error. If you paid more attention to your pens than in your algebra class in 7th grade, like me, you learn how to modify lots of pens.
I was in a class with Brian in, I think, 7th grade, and he had a pilot Dr. Grip, and he would make that thing into a tank. It had a rocket launcher and all this. Yeah, this is nothing new for him.
You can flip it around, so it's not really functional, but then you can go like this.
Oh my
and you can just like fling it back and forth like that. Super distracting during meetings, I will say. And I tested this theory to prove it. But yeah, so you can do that if you're interested. Or you can just kind of like spin it around or just do it like this and see if anybody notices. And it's kind of fun.
Well, there you have it. And you thought you didn't even have this information.
Yes.
What would you have done with your life?
Yeah.
But now you know.
You're going to be like, I have to get this pen now.
Now you know. So let us know what you thought about these selections. Let us know what you look for when you're buying a pen as far as clip goes. What do you think the most interesting clip you have is? I don't know. Let's talk about clips. I'd really like to know what's out there and what your feelings are on the matter.
Absolutely. Anyway, hope you have a wonderful Monday. Thanks so much for watching, and right on.